y'all, Jay here from Jay's Decor and Restore, and welcome back for another week of my Holiday Decor series. Today I'm going to be focusing on centerpieces, and one is going to be just in time for Thanksgiving. They're really easy, they're adorable, and they're really inexpensive. So let me go ahead and get started with the first one. For my first centerpiece, I wanted to share a Thanksgiving centerpiece that you can make using wine glass. Now I'm only showing one of each of these right now. So this one, I bought the wine glass at the dollar store, and the vine, this whole vine for $1. I bought the candles, it was a pack of 4 for $1. And then I bought a bag of fall, pumpkins, acorns, pines at Walmart for $1.99. So what I did is I simply filled I'm gonna get closer here, fill the wine glass with some of the fall things that I bought from Walmart, and I took some of the leaves off of the vine and simply put them underneath the wine glass, and then I filled and then I just flipped it over and I put the vine around the stem here. And the great thing about this is it's just simply held together with a wire here. So it's a wire that you could barely see. It matches the vine. And what it'll allow me to do is, after Thanksgiving is over, I can use that wine glass to make my next centerpiece. And let me show you that one. And here is the Christmas one. Now, these are cute little ornaments that I bought at the dollar store. And it came in a pack of 2. So it'll be perfect for if you want to make the exact same one to have a set. And so that's $1 there. Your wine glass, if you buy 2, that's $4. 2 of your candles, that's $6. And then the ornaments, I actually had some of those, ornaments that I have that I don't really use. And I bought a sleeve of real tiny ones that I'm using for a couple of different centerpiece projects, which you'll see a little bit later, and then the mirror. So right here, and I just tied the little dove just simply by putting the ribbon right through here, and then I just simply tied it to the stem and made a bow in the back. Turn that around so you can see. It's kind of hard to see here. There we go. And so it's such a cute little centerpiece idea, and it's so cheap. So again, we're talking about maybe $7, $8 of all the materials that I have here. That's including the little mirror that I have underneath. Let me show you the mirror. And you don't have to put the mirror on if you want to save on cost, but since I already had some of the ornaments and all of that, I'm using these mirrors for other centerpieces as well. So that's another really cute and inexpensive centerpiece idea that you can do for Christmas, using the same wine glasses that maybe you use for Thanksgiving, for your Thanksgiving centerpiece. Now for the next one, this one's a little bit more permanent because I'm Mod Podge the glitter on there. To Mod Podge a glass like this, you're going to want to use some painter's tape. I found that frog tape is the best. And you simply just take your Mod Podge and you just brush the glue all around the area that you want to add the glitter to. And then once you've added the Mod Podge, you're going to sprinkle your glitter over the glass. Now the key here is let it dry completely after you've put the glitter on. And you may need to fill in little gaps here and there. After it's dry and you're able to see where there's some glitter missing. So go ahead and you can touch those areas up, and then once it's completely dry, you're going to want to add another layer of Mod Podge on top of the glitter, and that will prevent the glitter from flaking off whenever you touch the glass. And then once it was done, it was dry, I simply did the same thing I did with the other centerpiece I showed you. I filled it with ornaments, and I just simply added the candle, again with the mirror. So 2 wine glasses, that's right, $2, 2 candles, $4, the mirror, $5, and then ornaments, if you have them, that saves you again on cost, but Dollar Tree has them for a whole sleeve for $1. So that's another really cute centerpiece idea. Now I'm going to share with you some other centerpieces where I'm using jars. Some of them are spaghetti jars and some of them are coffee jars. So if you have that, don't throw them away. Let me show you what to do, and they turned out so cute. Okay, for this one you're going to need a jar, and this was a coffee jar that I like the shape of it. So you can use a mason jar, you can use a spaghetti jar, whatever you have. You're going to need 2 colors of paint. You're going to need something to mix your paint in, and just a little bit, and I don't know, you can see the lighting here, but I have like maybe 4 drops of water in here. And then also some frog tape or painter's tape. Frog tape works the best. And then a rag. So we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna mix. We're gonna do the white on the inside of the jar, and then we're gonna do the red on the outside to create the candy cane stripes. So I'm gonna go ahead and start mixing. And just add a tiny bit of water, maybe 2-3 drops. Get a paintbrush and just use it to mix your paint. And the idea here is just to thin out the consistency of the paint, so when you pour it in your jar, it runs better. Be sure to put some plastic or newspaper underneath because you don't want to damage a table or whatever. I'm going to pour this in here. The idea here is to pour your paint inside the jar to cover the entire inside of the jar with the paint. And then once you have achieved the entire jar being covered, you're going to want to turn it upside down on a paper plate for about 30 minutes so it completely runs out the excess paint. Then you can turn it right side up and start working on the outside. Now the inside will take probably about a day to dry, sitting right side up. Next, you're going to use your frog tape and you're going to wrap it around the jar so that you can create that candy cane look with the red paint. Next, you'll take your red paint and start painting the areas that are exposed. It took me about 3 coats to get a nice bright color red that's going to show up against that white. And look how pretty this turned out. You simply add a bow and a poinsettia and you have another centerpiece. This cost me about $3 to make. For this next centerpiece, you're going to need a fishbowl, a candlestick, a candle, a little bit of bling ribbon, some faux snow, and some ornament balls. I started by taking my ribbon bling and just simply using my glue stick to put the glue on the back. Be very careful because it's very easy to burn yourself with this type of ribbon. And then just secured it to the base of the candlestick, just to give it a little bit more pizzazz. Then I took my E6000 and I put some glue around the top of the candlestick. I'm going to lay the fishbowl on top. Super glue will work as well, and also your glue gun, although sometimes the glue gun over time it just starts to come apart easier. Once you lay it on, give it a good amount of time to dry before you move on to the next step. After it's dry, you're going to take your faux snow and you're going to pour it into the fishbowl. Also, you can see that I added a glitter snowflake to the front of the fishbowl. I actually made that on my Cricut machine, but I did find those at the dollar store, and I posted a picture here. So if you don't have a Cricut machine, not to worry. A quick little tip is I took the top of a mason jar and I put it in there so that it kind of prevents the ornament balls from falling into the snow and requiring fewer ornament balls for you to use. I learned that after several attempts of trying to position these ornament balls. And now you're simply going to lay your candle inside, and voila, you have another centerpiece. Now this was one of my favorites, so I made a second one, and I'm going to pair that with the candy cane centerpiece I made. So the cost on this, the 2 fish bowls, the 2 candlesticks, the 2 mirrors at the bottom, and the candles and the faux snow and the ornament balls all came out to about $8. So I think it's a great little centerpiece at very inexpensive cost. So for my last holiday centerpiece idea, I took 2 spaghetti jars and some Mod Podge and some Epsom salt. I Mod Podged the outside of the jar and sprinkled the Epsom salt on top of the Mod Podge. The key here is to let it dry very well. I made the mistake of Mod Podging on the second layer on top of the Epsom salt too soon, and it came out a little bit clumpy. You'll see it on to the left, but I think it still turned out well because it gives it more of that snowy effect. Then I added some twine and some fake greenery with some berries and some tea lights. And it just is so adorable, and it cost me next to nothing because these were jars I had at home. Well, this is it for my holiday decor series for this week. Until next week's holiday ideas, cheers!